What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another bonus episode of Back to the Beach with Kristin and Stephen. I'm Stephen Colletti.
I'm Kristin Cavallari. Hi, guys. We are excited to dig into more voicemails.
These episodes are fun.
They are fun. I like hearing y'all's questions.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting to get the perspective from you guys as you're following along and watching some of the episodes, but also some of those questions that come from what we're talking about, because I'll even listen to some of the episodes and go like, oh man, we need to follow up on what happened there, or ask somebody, like what was going on in that moment, because there's a lot of questions that still come up. So it's great to do these episodes and kind of go back a little bit through what we've gone through, and then also just random pressing questions. It's good to hear from you guys, so please keep them coming. Yeah,
we're going to do a few more, so definitely keep the questions coming. Stephen, we have to just start by talking about your gnarly hat, bro.
Oh, yes. We've got the merch out. As you guys have heard, the merch is out. I've got the gnarly hat going.
It looks good.
This is a personal favorite, but for you guys that haven't noticed, we've got some shirts on there. There's a tote bag. I saw the Dunzo shirt.
Yes, my personal favorite.
And it's got your car on there. Glaring void. We never talked about where the car is now. Do you remember? I remember the car was on Pimp My Ride.
So it's so funny because I forgot. You guys, clearly I have forgotten about like everything in my life. I forgot I was on Pimp My Ride with my Isuzu Trooper. They pimped it out. They made it look awesome, and then it was auctioned off. And I couldn't tell you who got it or what happened, but
that was a part of the story. Was that they were going to pimp it,
right?
As they do.
As they did.
Pimp the Trooper and sell it. That was the whole plan.
I guess because I was getting rid of it, and I can't even remember how that came about. Obviously, MTV facilitated that, but
how do you forget about your car being pimped like that?
Stephen, that's a really great question. There's a lot of things in my life I'm like, how do I not remember that? I think it's some sort of a trauma response. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's right. There was a lot of trauma with the car, a lot of breaking down. But if somebody pimped my Toyota Tacoma, I was like, oh man, I was trying to hang on to that thing.
I know. I think I was just so traumatized by that car. I just wanted to get rid of it.
If anybody out there knows where there is an extremely pimped out Isuzu Trooper,
I would love to see that car. Contact us.
Please send us some pictures.
Where is that Isuzu Trooper? I would love to find it. I should buy it back just to give it to my kids when they turn 16.
Do it. Did you get any intel on where it was going?
No, I mean, I'm sure I did, and I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sure I probably...
Can you search in your old emails? Pimped Isuzu Trooper.
Pimp My Ride emails.
All right. Well, we cleared that up. It remains to be seen exactly where that car is, but let's jump in. Let's jump into some of these voicemails.
Okay,
fire away.
Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Brad from Cincinnati.
Hello, Brad.
In my opinion, the music featured on Laguna Beach was iconic. The show even had an official Laguna Beach soundtrack, Summer Can Last Forever. So outside of the show's main theme, what artist or song stands out to you the most and makes you think of your time on the show?
Did you know that we had a soundtrack?
I had no idea.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, that's news.
Well, Brad, thank you from Cincinnati. Brad from Cincinnati, thank you for that question. Great question. Go ahead, Kristin.
I agree. I love the music on the show. I think that actually kind of made the show. Obviously, the Hillary Duff Come Clean will forever stand out. But Kelly Clarkson, she was big at that time, and there's a limo scene, I want to say it's season 2, where the girls and I are all singing it at the top of our lungs, Since You've Been Gone. And that is just one of those moments that will always stick out in my mind.
Yes, I remember that moment. I think there's a Journey, Don't Stop Believin' moment.
Yes!
Where Lauren and I are driving around in the Ford Explorer after doing a dinner, and we're singing along to the lyrics.
It's a good one.
And so that stuck in my mind. Lauren actually... I got to give her credit for this. She made me 2 80s mixes. I loved 80s rock at the time. And so she made me 2 CDs, double-sided little mixtape.
That is a good gift back in the day.
All sorts of great music on there. This was one of them. We were playing that CD. Normally, we couldn't play our music. MTV needed to have everything cleared, so we had some random tunes in our car.
Because, they would give us stuff that we could play.
I remember they gave me this approved, they gave me a CD that said reggae beats on it. Because I was listening to my little reggae bumping around. So that, and I forgot what else.
There was some a bunch, but it was all like...
But some of it for me was crap. I was like, I wasn't going to listen to. Some of the reggae beats was great, don't get me wrong, but some of the other stuff, so they finally went out and kind of cleared something. But a lot of great, I think another moment for me in watching back the series right now, when you're crossing the street and there's More Bounce in California is playing. That to me is
a good one.
That takes me, I think whenever I hear that from now on, that'll take me back to that moment. It's another staple for me from the show.
That's a good one. Okay. Love it.
Great question,
yes,
Brad.
very
Thank you for
fun.
that one. All right, let's jump on to the next one.
I'm Lynn from Wisconsin. Did this show impact your relationships based on just like the love triangle you guys had? Like, did people like think anything different or prejudge you before they got into relationships with you? And then also, were there people like just trying to cling to you to try to gain fame for themselves? Did they use you as an opportunity for exposure?
God, I kind of love this question.
Interesting question, Lynn from Wisconsin. Thank you for that.
Do you want to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay, so the first question, it did not impact my relationships, I don't think. But what it did do was probably attracted some people that maybe weren't good for me, which goes into the second part of her question, which is, yeah, I mean, it just is a harsh reality. People do use you for fame, or they think they're going to get clout, I guess, by being in a relationship with you. I also found that with girlfriends though too, not just guys, especially in LA, because everyone in LA is here to get ahead. And unfortunately, a lot of people in LA use each other for that kind of stuff. So I actually found it with girlfriends more than guys. But yes, that is a harsh reality. When you have a little notoriety, people want to jump all over that. And they don't necessarily like you for you. They like you for the clout.
Yeah, you know what? You kind of hit the nail on the head there, where certain people, it attracted certain people around you that maybe it took a while for you to figure out their intentions were off or it weren't good for you, you know? And it's because, what their agenda was behind the scenes was an unhealthy one. So you found yourself in a lot of weird positions. And I think, there's still, when this is coming around for us, I mean, we're moving to LA, we're 19, 20 years old, we're going out into clubs, we're doing
also probably not the best place to meet people either.
Well, that's the thing. LA is a great place, but it does, it's a big city, and so there's all different types of people there. And when you've got this industry, that is obviously hangs over the majority of the city, there are some people that, their agendas are strong there. And look, if they're out to, find success however they want to find it, and they think that they need to, buddy up with certain people that have already had some sort of success, by all means. But yeah, for someone in our position, I think I found myself in that position as well. It took me a little while to figure out that, like, okay, this person is not good to be around.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to have my back at the end of the day. It is going to be about them. So there was that. I feel like, for my relationships, as far as like meeting another girl, like not really. I definitely I don't think it affected. I still would make my judgment call. I think getting into a relationship with somebody obviously is a big deal. So you're kind of, assessing everything before you make that leap. And I think we were also aware of certain people, your spidey senses, if you will, could come up and be like, this person, I think is just really interested in maybe that I was on a TV show. So
you can tell, maybe not initially, but you can tell.
Yeah. Eventually. You're quick to write off for like a relationship for anybody kind of substantial, but it's those friends or the people hanging around that sometimes you find yourself in a bad spot with some bad people.
Yeah for sure. Good question. I like that.
Hey, my name is Aubrey. I'm calling from Madison, Wisconsin. I've been a fan since 2004 or whenever the show came out, so super obsessed with it. Anyway, this question is for Kristin. I was always wondering, after the show ended and on season 2, I noticed that Alex H, it seemed you weren't as close with her anymore, and I feel like she kind of fell off of the show. So I was just curious, did you remain friends with her, or what happened there? Thanks. Love your show. Bye.
This is interesting. I'm a little confused. She's saying it seemed like she kind of fell off the show. I thought Alex Hooser was on season 2 quite a bit. So I don't know. Also, no, because Alex and I graduated high school and we moved up and we actually lived together, and we have Hoosie coming on in a couple episodes, and we do talk about all of that. And so no, we remained really good friends. It wasn't until after we had been living in LA for a little while together that she moved out and we kind of went our separate ways. To be honest, living together was probably not the best decision. We were very different as far as like lifestyle, like living together goes, and so that kind of didn't ruin our friendship, but we split up for a while, and we've reconnected, and we've been in each other's lives for a long time now. But it kind of kind of killed the friendship there for a minute. I also realized I don't want a roommate. I'm not a good I was never a roommate person, ever. So it's just something I learned about myself.
Yeah, once I started living by myself, I was like, oh, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's hard to go back.
No. I like my space. I like everything super organized and clean, and just, I'm very particular when it comes to how I live.
So there it is.
There you go.
Look forward to the episode with Who's He coming up.
Yes.
That's Alex H, by the way, which
Yeah.
also her real name is Lauren. So
We'll get into all of that, though. All right, let's get another one.
Hey, Stephen and Kristen. This is Christina McMoney from Chicago. My
McMoney.
question is, one, does Stephen continue to say tee it up all the time because he's such an avid golfer? And number two, if he is, who's his favorite golfer?
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
big.
Yeah, I'm curious, too.
I feel like that's a funny question, Christina. Thank you for this. I feel like it's more of a universal term. Like, have you ever said it?
I can't say that I have.
Oh, well. Maybe it is
tee
the
it up.
golfer in me. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
I've never really thought about this before. It could be, but I feel like it was another kind of slang term that's just around all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So you
even
do
to this
use it
day,
still.
even
Yeah,
to this day,
yeah.
yeah, tee it up. It's still something I use. Yeah, tee it up. I'm gonna say it to myself.
Tee it up.
Yeah, just tee it up. You know,
Yeah.
I'll tee it up for you.
Love
we
that.
say it here in the podcast. I'll tee up that question for you, Kristen.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. No, that's a common saying. You're right.
So,
Who's your favorite golfer?
favorite golfer, I would be remiss if I didn't say Tiger Woods because I grew up watching him.
Yep.
And
He was the first celebrity that I ever saw at Fashion Island.
What?
Yeah, in Orange County. Fashion Island's a really cool outdoor mall. And I was with my brother, who was a golfer also, huge fan, and he was like, that was Tiger Woods.
You got to meet Tiger Woods?
No, I didn't meet him. We were just stalking him in the mall. We passed him, and then Mike was like, that was Tiger Woods. I was like, what? And then we went back and kept trying to find him and just look at him.
I don't get starstruck, but if I saw Tiger Woods, I would probably clam up.
My
Because I would feel like I
celebrity
need to go say something. What should I say?
Yeah.
What do I do?
What would you say?
But here's the thing.
What
It
would
be
be
the
your
thing
opening
where,
line?
I would think, because this sometimes, I would think that I'm saying, I want to say something very respectful to him.
Yeah.
And I want to go up to him and say, hey, you know what? I just want to let you know, I watched so much of you golfing growing up, watched your swing, try to imitate it.
Aww.
You were very impactful on my life with golfing, and watching you do what you've done to succeed to the level that you have in your sport has been truly amazing to watch. Probably too long-winded, because I am a little long-winded over here.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's getting this for the first time in his life.
I know.
I'm thinking, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to tell him how great he is.
I know.
He'll appreciate it.
You got to be quick, short and
You gotta be
sweet,
quick.
to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love you. Bye.
Just want to say, you're the fucking man.
I fucking love you. When I met Britney Spears, it was at her Vegas show, and I just went up to her and I go, Britney, I fucking love you. That was enough.
What did she say?
She went, oh, I love you too. I was like, she has no
That's a
idea
good
who
Britney,
the
by the
fuck
way.
I am. Thank you. She did know who I was. She reposted pictures. She retweeted me. We're best friends.
Damn,
That's the highlight of my life.
Did you go to her wedding?
No.
Did you get an invite?
I don't want to talk about it.
Left on the guest list. Damn it.
It's bizarre since we really bonded that night. Anyways.
All right, next question.
All right.
Hi, this is Allison from Indiana. I kind of skipped ahead, so you can play this in a couple episodes if you even want to play it at all. But I had a question about prom. I'm pretty sure your episode came out before my junior prom because I got obsessed. I wanted to wear a short dress, and my parents were absolutely not.
I love
it was
it.
just not something done in Indiana. We all had long dresses.
Yeah.
So was that always the norm that you guys wore short dresses to prom, or were you guys, I don't know, ever in classic attire?
That is so funny. It is. I know it is such a Southern California thing. I want to say when I went my freshman year with Zach, who we've talked about, who was a junior, I wore a long dress. But I also wasn't going to Laguna Beach at the time, so I don't think I knew what the norm was. I do think the short dresses was a normal thing at Laguna because everyone had a short dress on. Everybody.
I didn't wear a short dress until I got out of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate you missed that boat.
Was not comfortable enough. It reminds me of the line from your dad on that one episode, heavy on the makeup,
Light on the dress. That was really great.
Great
Yes.
quote from Dennis there.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the norm for sure, which I kind of loved.
Hi, Kristin and Stephen. This is Heather from Orlando, Florida. Again, I just need to thank y'all for making my childhood what it was. I am having so much fun listening to all of this. It is genuinely making me laugh. So this question is actually for Stephen. So I have been binge watching One Tree Hill, and I know you made a special appearance towards the end. So my burning question for you is, I'm really curious, did you have more fun working with the CW on One Tree Hill, or did you have more fun with MTV on Laguna Beach? Cannot wait to hear your answer.
Me either.
Interesting question.
That
All
is
right,
interesting.
So I feel like this is reference like working with the studio, if you will. Was it?
I think you
more fun-
answered as a whole.
Yeah, but she kind of emphasized.
She
the
did
CW
like
and
MTV versus.
So
okay,
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
well,
And then you could
actually,
talk
I'll give
about
you two-parter.
cast if you wanted, you know.
So, hands down, working with MTV was much cooler than working with the CW.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
I mean, when we were little, growing up, MTV was everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a VJ. I wanted to work at TL. I wanted to go to that studio in Times Square.
Yep.
I mean, CW doesn't have like a studio and like a daily show or anything like that. So the whole environment, MTV has the award shows as well, which back then, because these days, to be honest, like when you're older, award shows are pretty boring.
Oh my God, I just watched the VMAs with my kids and I was like, they were so inappropriate. And I'm not like a prude by any means. And I was like, you guys cannot be watching this. And also I was like, who are these people? I felt so old.
Well, I don't want to spoil it too much for people, but like when you're there, seeing it live, and it's still like a TV production. Of course, it's a live TV show, so it's just so different than what you see on air. So it's not as fun. But of course, back when we were 18 years old, it was the coolest thing ever. We got to go to Miami when they were doing the VMAs there. We did that a couple times. We had so much fun. So working with MTV was really cool. Loved all the people at MTV. The people mainly out of New York. The offices there. When we got to travel over there, and of course, I worked with them for a little while after the show, doing TRL, and I loved, being put up at the little hotel in Times Square, and then going and working on TRL, and doing a couple New Year's Eve shows. Like I
didn't know you did that.
At
That's
the
so
stroke
fun.
of midnight there on the Cabbage Patch, we called it, which was our little stage in the middle of Times Square, where it was incredible. I mean, there's just this little kid from Laguna, the West Coast, all of a sudden being in the heart of Times Square for New Year's Eve. So yeah, MTV, super cool, super fun, and they always took good care of me. So I loved working with them. CW was great, but they pale in comparison as far as having everything that MTV does on the side.
Makes sense.
But I will say, working on One Tree Hill, that show, I had more fun working on that show than on Laguna Beach for many reasons.
Yeah, why? Good answer. All right, let's get another one.
Hey, Stephen. Hey, Kristin. So
it's Kristin and Stephen.
Ben. I'm from Anaheim. So I was obsessed with Laguna Beach growing up.
From Anaheim.
And I always wanted to know, like, did fans actually, like, come down to Laguna Beach and try to see if they can find you or, like, say hi or meet up with you? I remember that did come across my mind back in the day. I just wanted to meet you guys. I was so, like, in love with the show. So I think that was the first time that I went. I think I forced my older sister to take me, so I was like so obsessed. Anyways, I just want to hear, like some fun fan encounters and like, all the crazy stuff or like, the craziest interaction or something cool that you guys remember. Thank you.
Do you remember when we were sitting there having lunch for your Rolling Stone interview, and some people came up?
No.
And then I think the person writing the article was happy to have that experience because that's what they were kind of expecting.
Truly, like the worst article to this day that's probably ever been written about me.
The Rolling Stone one?
It was really bad.
I have a bone to pick with them too about it because at the time I was studying acting and was passionate about it, and the article just mocks me.
It made fun of everything.
It
was you, Alex H, and I, and the writer at lunch.
It was
right?
just to mock us for how stupid we were.
It was so bad. And that writer wrote the worst article about me.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. So there's some funny little pieces out there from like when that are out there from that time in our life when we're still trying to figure ourselves out. That kind of made up everyone's idea of like who we are.
Yeah.
Right. From our characters on the show, if you will.
Yeah.
Then how they're writing about it.
It's like an extension in the media.
And somebody like twice our age is writing about this show that's sensationalizing our lives where we look really silly and like this is who we are. And to this day, on my Wikipedia, by the way, I have like the worst Wikipedia. Just go read it. the person who wrote it I think or the majority of who contributed wishes I would just walk out into the sea.
Oh my God.
There's a terrible picture of me, and it says there's like one quote from all the articles that are written about Laguna Beach. It says there's a quote of the New York Times saying he's still trying to fight to get some charm, or desperately trying to achieve. I don't know. I haven't read it in a while. Desperately trying to acquire some charm to secure his place on the show. Something like that.
Still trying.
I was like, but now when you read that, it's so funny. I'm like, they had to cut like all these different pieces together of this to try to make the stories, and I'm just kind of awkward. I don't want to talk about this fucking love triangle.
No, I know, it's so silly.
And so then that's how I am on the show, and then that's what's written on me, and that's what's still to this day part of, I guess, who I am.
No, I could talk about this all day long, the media and all the shit, but we won't. We'll answer the question. Okay, I actually have a good story. I'll try to do this in a really condensed version, but I was working out at the Equinox in Highland Park, and I did an interview saying I worked out there, which was so fucking dumb, right? But so, okay, this guy caught wind of that and would drive up from the city just to like catch glimpses of me. And I would do Pilates, and he'd be like outside the Pilates studio, like circling around, staring at me and shit. Anyways, one time he was there, and I left Pilates, went to the bathroom. I was like, oh, good, I lost this guy, you know? I'm like coming out downstairs, and he's standing right there. And I was like, motherfucker. I get in my car. I drive away. I immediately have a flat tire. And I just fucking knew it was this guy, right? He pulls up right next to me, and he was like, do you have a flat tire? And I went, I'm good, thanks. I rolled up my window. I called my ex-husband. I think he thought he was just gonna like save the day, but I was like, no, you're fucking creepy. Like, who gives someone a flat tire?
Did he slash it?
I think he just released the air.
All right, but still.
That was my craziest interaction, I'd say. Yeah,
like,
that freaked me out a little bit.
I'm
freaked
sweating
me out
a little bit
bit.
just listening to that. That was, I mean, imagine if you like just slashed your tire, and it was in his mind, this was my brilliant idea.
I know. I was like, but like, thank God I wasn't like,
knife in there.
Yeah, I have a flat tire. Can you help me? I was like, fuck you, get out of here.
Oh my gosh. I have a couple random ones. So I'll tell this one real quick, but do you remember a certain stalker that I had in high school?
No.
Okay, this is going to refresh your memory here. Do you remember when I had you open up a package one time? It wasn't necessarily a package, but it was, you're like not sure. You're going to remember. There is a picture of, well, a very, from the neck down, sudsy individual.
Was it a guy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
So this person would leave me voicemails.
Yeah.
They would call me and text me.
Oh my God.
But he kept coming on to me, and eventually he sent me this text message. It was like, hey, you're going to want to get the mail before your parents do.
That's right.
Like, what the fuck? And then
Did you know who this was?
No. And I took it to you. Or we were at my house, and I was like, can you open it? Because I was all shook up about this. And you opened it up, and you just started busting out laughing. And they're like, and you revealed it to me, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? We sat there, we laughed about it.
Oh my God.
So it was this sudsy shower pic of this guy. And then I don't know what happened when he eventually stopped, but
and you still to this day don't know who it was.
Don't know who it was.
Whoa, that's creepy.
Yeah, super creepy.
Because he had your home address.
I know. And
your phone number and
town.
Like, whoa, I don't like that at all.
Nope. On top of that, here's more of a little lighthearted one we'll go with.
Yeah, we're telling some crazy stories.
As the show's coming out, and I've talked a lot about like being in denial about it actually being a thing and people actually watching it. Well, going back for, Christmas break or being back for the summertime, it's like, all right, I want to just go to the beach, and everything's going to be normal, right? I'm going to have my normal life down at the beach. And I parked my car, up from the beach, and I'm crossing PCH. And, actually, no, it wasn't when I was crossing, because I remember they were driving, because there was a little bit of swerving happening. I just crossed PCH, and I'm walking down, and all of a sudden, this car, all the windows go down in this SUV, and there's like 4 girls in there screaming. Stephen! They're saying, like, they're like, oh my gosh, Stephen! They're like, oh my God, stop. And they're like trying to not drive. Someone was honking at them, and they're kind of swerving. And I was like, and I like didn't even wave or anything. And I'm just trying to go down the beach, have my little towel.
Just trying to be normal.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, well, now I can't go to the beach here. They know where I'm going to the beach. So I got down to the beach, and I walked like a mile. And I put my towel down and like relaxed. And I was like looking down the beach the whole time, wondering if they're going to come walking up. But that was, that was very early on. Like, oh fuck, like what?
Yeah.
Why are they screaming my name?
I know. Yeah, being recognized at first is a little It's very weird. It just is. Although I kind of liked it at first. I remember my mom one time we were at the mall and she's like, Kristin, stop looking around to see who recognizes you. I'm like looking at everybody. I'm
doing that.
It's me.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, I know it's me. I loved it for a little while.
Come on over. You want a picture?
Oh my God, I loved it when I was younger. Now I'm like, please don't recognize me. Please don't recognize me.
It's so funny.
All right, we'll do one more, yeah? We have time for one more?
Hey, Kristin and Stephen, this is Timothy from Arkansas. We all know one of the writers of Laguna has had a smash hit reality show in the past couple of years that really created huge villain characters. And even though we know reality TV isn't reality, what are your thoughts on how casting and production of reality shows affects people in the day and age we live in now, as opposed to way back when?
I mean, yeah, that's a cool question. I think it's so different because now when you go on a reality show, you kind of know what to expect. Especially, let's say you're going to go on like The Housewives. Well, you know you have to bring your A game and bring the drama, otherwise you're not going to be on it. So I think it attracts a certain type of person, and also you can't feel sorry for these people because they know what they're getting themselves into. Where for us, it was like it fell in our laps. This was sort of the first of its kind. We were just kind of going with the flow, and we were kids.
Yeah. I think it's tough anytime when you're putting yourself on this platform and a sensationalized version of yourself. It's going to be tough. Back then it was tough, and it is to this day. But look, we at the end of the day we do sign up for it. So do you understand that? I think that double-edged sword here. It's great today that you have social media and you can immediately defend yourself with your words.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can put out there what you want to say, but the scrutiny and how vile like some social media platforms can be because of what people say on it. It also gives the platform for a lot of people to come at you. So you're kind of protected back in 2004 because without social media, at the same time you couldn't speak for yourself. So double-edged sword, there's a give and take. I think this day people are getting more trained in understanding there's some horrible people out there. There are some now guards up, but I think it's nice to have that ability to be able to back yourself up. And yeah, look, I mean, getting into it now, you really understand what you're stepping into. And I think you have to commit to that in a way.
You do. And by the way, it's kind of like I felt like with The Hills, when I joined The Hills, I did have a different perspective. And I had to decide if I'm going to do this, I have to be all in. I can't, you have to wrap your head around it. And then it actually makes the process, I think, way more enjoyable. But yeah, you have to commit.
Yeah. Well, right on, guys.
Yeah.
That is voicemail episode number 2, bonus episode for you guys. Thank you all for those questions. Yeah. Those were super great and fun. It took us down some random roads there that
it's great.
I enjoy doing. This is what I love doing about this show is we never really know where we're going to go sometimes.
It's true. I know.
I reminded you of a Sudsy shower pic that somebody sent me. That was not me. You're telling me that you got your tires slashed nearly. I mean,
so great.
But yeah, guys, thank you again for the questions. Keep them coming. And we'll be back with another episode down the road here. So
yes, we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Bye.